In this video, we will be seeing types of e-commerce and requirements of e-commerce. As we know that e-commerce is nothing but buying and selling of products or goods, or it can be even services or information over the world's largest data communication network, that is nothing but internet. Let's see right now the types of e-commerce. Here we have the types. Here, as per the slide, we have mentioned just five. The first one is B2B, that is nothing but business to business e-commerce. The second one is business to consumer e-commerce. The third one is business to employee e-commerce. The fourth one is consumer to business e-commerce. And the fifth one is consumer to consumer e-commerce. Apart from these five, we have even other types of e-commerce like business to government, or it can be government to citizen, government to business, government to government, and many more. Right now we will be seeing one by one all the types of e-commerce. That is, we will be seeing just only five types, right? Okay. Let's see the first one, that is nothing but B2B e-commerce, that is nothing but business to business e-commerce. In this case, sale of goods or services between businesses will happen via online channels. Instead of receiving orders in a manual way, or it can be a traditional way, or it can be in a conventional way, right now transactions are carried out digitally, which helps to reduce a great amount of overhead cost. In case of B2B e-commerce, it brings multiple buyers and sellers together in a central marketplace. In this type of e-commerce, a business sells its product or service to another business. Here buyer we call here end user, but buyer will resell back the same product to the customer. Here down we have a snapshot where we have seller business and buyer business. Seller business will provide the product details and buyer business will access or fetch that particular product information. Later buyer business will place an order for that particular product and seller business will receive that order and it will go for further processing and it will dispatch the product to the buyer business. Businesses of all kinds can participate in virtual marketplaces. These marketplaces can be most beneficial for small businesses. This indicates that small businesses did not, or it's not required to develop or maintain its own e-commerce website. Via commercial website, they can go for marketing or selling their goods or services. Any business can set up a B2B e-commerce website, or they can participate as vendors in online marketplaces. Sellers can set up websites where buyers browse via offerings and place orders, almost similar to B2C, that is business to consumer e-commerce systems might operate. Buyers can set up website to post requirements and view the seller's proposals. In case of B2B e-commerce, this also will lead to the higher productivity, low cost, improved quality, and provides the faster delivery. Not only that one, we have even other advantages in case of B2B e-commerce like direct interaction, sales promotion, and savings in case of distribution cost, and this will cover larger geographical area. Year 2020, most of the B2B buyers are millennials. Next, I would like to highlight regarding what chatbots. Chatbots are nothing but chat robots. This chat robots are one of the leading trend in case of B2B e-commerce. And first reason is that chatbots are one of the best solution for great customer service, which will help to improve the customer shopping experience. These chatbots can also reduce great amount of waiting time, and this will work for 24 into 7. The next one is B2C e-commerce. In case of B2C e-commerce, it sells products or services directly to the consumer or the customer, or that is nothing but the end user here. In this type of e-commerce, decision making process for B2C purchase is much shorter than the B2B purchase, especially for the items which has a lower value. Anything we buy in an online store as a customer, as an end user, think it can be a clothing, or it can be the books, or it can be the footwear, or it can be any electronic gadgets. Everything is done as a part of B2C transaction. But in case of B2C e-commerce does not only include products, but it also includes services as well. Down we have a snapshot here where one side we have seller business, the other side we have the buyer. In case of seller business, will provide the product details and the customer will access or fetch the product information. Later, the end user will place an order for that particular product and seller will receive the order. It will go for further processing. Then it will dispatch the particular product back to the end user. Next, we will see the functioning of B2C e-commerce. In this case, the customer or the end user has to visit any of the online shop or the app which is downloaded in the cell phone or the smartphone. Then the customer registration. Then later the customer has to go for the product selection and purchase. Then comes out with order processing. Then at the same time they also have to provide even other details like address and the phone number. Then comes out with the payment processing, how the payments can be done, which are the different modes. Then at the last there comes out with the shipment and then the delivery of the product back to the consumer. Some of the features of B2C e-commerce is nothing but better opportunity, globalization, low operational cost, reduced price, and convenient to the consumer or the end user. In this picture, we will see two different types of e-commerce. One is B2B, the other one is B2C. In case of B2B, we can see here raw materials, then comes out with transportation, manufacturing or production, then transportation, wholesalers. But from wholesalers to consumer, this one we just call here B2C e-commerce. Then later from wholesalers to transportation, then comes out with retailers. That is from raw materials to retailers. This entire thing, this entire supply chain, we just call here B2B e-commerce. The next one is B2E e-commerce, which we call here intranet procurement. B2 is nothing but business to employee e-commerce. It's an approach in which the focus of the business is the employee, rather than the consumer or the customer or the end user or any other business or any other entity. In this type of e-commerce, it allows companies to provide products or services to their own employees. Not only that one, it also allows employees to access their employee records so that they can update their address information. Suppose if the employee's address has been changed or mobile number has been changed or the phone number has been changed, in that case the employee can update their personal data. Not only that one, they can also maintain their own internal resume. They can just check for shift status, attendance, and as well as salary status. In case of multinational companies, think that a business activity is spread across the entire globe. In that case, the business task like it can be internal sales or it can be order processing or it can be of intra-company charging or billing, fund transfer is managed by B2E e-commerce. Even we call this one as intranet e-commerce also. The next one is C2B e-commerce. C2B indicates here consumer to business e-commerce, which allows individuals to sell goods and services to the companies. In this type of e-commerce, a consumer or a customer will post his or her project and later they set a budget on the internet, and within few hours companies will review the consumer's requirements and then bid on the project to fulfill the needs of the consumer. Later, the consumer reviews the bids and then selects the company that will complete the project according to his or her plans. In the same way, in case of C2B e-commerce, it also empowers consumers around the globe by providing the meeting ground and platform for such type of transactions or activities. In the same way, even affiliate marketing services also comes under this type of e-commerce. The last one we call here C2C e-commerce. C2C indicates here consumer to consumer e-commerce. This is also called as an online marketplace which connects many consumers so that they can exchange goods or products and services and make their money by charging transactions, or it can be of listing fees. This type of e-commerce even we call here peer-to-peer e-commerce also. Down we have a image here where we have a website and other side we have customer 1, then we have the customer 2. Customer 1 wants to sell the products. In that case, they provide the details of the products and their prices onto the website. The same way, customer 2 will go for buying these products or the goods which are available on the respective websites. It can be in the form of advertisements also. The same way, then customer 2 will receive the products and customer 1 will be receiving the money from the customer. In case of C2C e-commerce, they also provide free classifieds to promote virtual auctions where consumers can sell second-hand goods, or it can be a rare category of goods. And forums, even it also allows individuals can buy and sell their own products or services. Some of the C2C sites also provide services to the consumer who are looking for the jobs. This indicates that Even job sites will belong to this type of e-commerce. Employers can advertise on these websites and later employees can contact their organization for an interview. Before I just end here, I would like to tell regarding about some of the examples relating with e-commerce websites are Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, eBay, then later we have Yahoo, On Sale, then Jobs Online, Monster.com and many more. The next topic is requirements of e-commerce. The first point will tell you regarding about the networks such as intranet, extranet or internet. Let's see regarding about what is intranet. Intranet is something like a computer network which is developed within an organization or within a particular company using internet technology so that it can deliver organizations some internal information from one system to another system or from one place to another place. In case of extranet, extranet is an extension of intranet and later it makes accessible of this information to outside company or it can be of some different business entity. But in case of extranet, it also provides secure data flow outside an intranet using some security techniques. The next is of internet. Internet is one of the world's largest data communication network. Apart from that, even we call this one as one of the information superhighway, and this is defined as interconnection of several computer networks through the communication system wherein the information flow is governed by set of well-defined protocols. In the same way, coming to the second point will tell you regarding about e-commerce software interfaces running on efficient computers such as storefront software. Then what is this e-commerce software interfaces? The ultimate goal of this user interface is to make user interaction simple, easy to understand and efficient as possible. The next one is EDI. EDI indicates here electronic data interchange. This will tell regarding about electronic exchange of business documents here. These documents can be of purchase order, invoice or shipping notice or receiving advices or any other standard business correspondence which is sent between two different trading partners has to be in standard format, computer processable format, and this format has to be accepted universally. Not only that one, EDI can also be used to transmit financial information and payments in electronic format. Next we have EFT. EFT indicates here electronic fund transfer. This will tell you regarding what money transfer or fund transfer between two different financial institutions or it can be even the bank also. The next is regarding what knowledge of conducting a business online. This indicates that a particular user should have a knowledge regarding about basic knowledge regarding what computers, hardware, software and internet. In case of e-commerce, trading happens, that is online trading happens at both seller and purchaser end. The next is regarding about the security systems to protect financial data such as data encryption. Data encryption is one method which comes under the cryptography. Then what is cryptography? Cryptography is a method of encrypting and decrypting data. Encryption is nothing but it's a method or a process to convert the data into unknown format or unreadable format or unintelligible format for the unauthorized person until it reaches the destination system. Then what is decryption? Decryption is nothing but after reaching the authorized person, the encrypted data is again converted back into the readable format or original format which can be read by the normal user. This one we call here the decryption. The last one is synchronization of commercial document transfer as well as physical transportation of goods and provision for services, which involves SCM and CRM. That is nothing but supply chain management and customer relationship management. These supply chain management and customer relationship management belongs to the types of business processes. Then what is supply chain management? Supply chain management is an integration of internal and external trading partners on the supply and process chain to get orders from the customers, later raw materials from the suppliers, and then finished products to the end user. Then what is CRM? That is customer relationship management. It's a method or it's an art of gathering and using information about the customers to build customer loyalty and increase customer value. Thank you. Keep watching the videos which are uploaded on the channel.